this week we not even this week, just a couple of days ago actually, right? We seen these white supremacists want to basically kidnap and kill the governor of Michigan. Now, the funny thing to me with these pro Blue Lives Matter, one thing, Blue Lives are not a person that's a choice. Because I could damn sure work for sanitation. Then I'm Green Lives Matter. I'm walking around Green Lives Matter. So they wanted to go and they loved the police so bad. Think about it. They were going to try to kill the police. And Ryan, you can speak on this because you're former NYPD police. The governor, mayor, and political figures have a detail. So to get to her, they would have had to murder blue lives to get to her. Right? Am I correct, Rodney?
You're absolutely correct. Basically, usually when in politics in that city or state, usually the people that do the security are police officers. So basically, you're 100% right. If they were going to basically kidnap her or attack her, they're going to have no choice but to injure or hurt police officers who are protecting them. That's just the thing. But the thing is, too, you notice that this homegrown terrorism is growing like crazy since Trump.
Well, it's never left because think about that.
No, I'm just saying it's growing. I know, started. Yeah,
they've been terrorizing us forever, and I think some white people forget that we're American citizens. When you had the KKK and domestic terrorism, always been there, and it's always going to be in part of
But yeah, Blue right. The Blue Lives Matter is a job, and Black lives. It's a race of people. It's a totally different thing. But that's just people just trying to change the narrative. You know what I'm saying? They're just trying to get you off of Black people just trying to stand up for their rights or fighting for equality and shit like that. It's just something just to get people talking in a different direction. That's what it is. That's all.
So is this the worst that you've ever seen it in your life as far as
when I
racial divide?
Yeah, this is the worst I've ever seen. I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, and Ronnie, your wife just recently retired during this rough time of all the protests going on inside here in New York City. So and you're seeing it firsthand because you've once had to deal with those. You've been through the Eric Garnett days, and you've been on the job for 20-something years. I mean, we can go down a list of how many
things I've seen.
How many things you've seen, especially then with racism in New York City, and your wife recently in this current time dealing with all that's going on. So it's ironic and crazy that these white militia guys will always lie with the police department. You have all these, and Trump's with the police department, but these people want to kill because he emboldened them to want to kill this governor basically because he put the battery in their back and said,
"Correct,
hey, go get him."
Right. Correct, because she wouldn't open up. Open up a state.
Correct.
Right. Yeah. Well, let me say this.
And we can't forget we're talking about the president that's doing this.
Yeah, I know.
I tell you one thing. D's known me for a long time, and I speak the truth. To the best of my ability.
That's crazy.
You have police unions endorsing Donald Trump. Police unions endorsing Donald Trump. All right. So now, I don't know how you guys see it, but I also see Donald Trump as a criminal because definitely broken some laws, done things that's illegal. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, for law enforcement to back someone that's basically a criminal, are you making a statement that it's okay for a white man in power to break the law? It's okay, because I know one thing when he was telling everybody not to show up to the Congress with those subpoenas. You know what I'm saying? They weren't doing it. That's breaking the law. Let me not show up for the subpoena and see what happens to me. There's going to be consequences and repercussions for that. You know what I'm saying? So I was very disgusted when I saw that, when I saw the police unions endorsing Donald Trump, because basically it kind of sends a message to me: you can only recognize criminals unless they're black or brown. You can't recognize them if they're in a suit or if they're white.
And these police departments, a lot of them are mad because we got Joe Biden talking about, and Kamala Harris want to tack on the stop this violence. And there's two things white people understand, especially when in white officers. The only thing they understand is money loss and blood loss, right? So if you start taking, it's like, why should I, as a taxpayer, pay for your wrong that you did to someone look like me? You got to stop. They got to stop this with attacking. They have to attack these pensions, and that's the way you stop some of that ignorant shit going on inside those police departments.
Yeah,
so that's why my thoughts.
But I think
Go ahead,
D,
Kel.
I think all this is the byproduct to the seeds that have been planted in the foundation of this country. I had a chance to talk to a young lady who was 18 years old.
Mhm.
She was Italian, and I love the discussion of race. And she said, can I say anything to you about race? I said, yeah, we can have a conversation. 18 years old, freshman at Hofstra. She said, my father told me I'd rather you be gay than be with somebody black. Okay.
Wow.
And it's
Yeah,
it,
not
it's
right.
it, it's interesting because when I tell white people that, they're like, no, she said that, and I'm like, yeah, because you feel that way too. You just shocked that she said it, and I'm being tongue in cheek with that. I know everybody doesn't feel that way, so I started to. It gave me an idea. So I got a white male, black male, an Asian male, and a Spanish male together. And I said, I want you to tell me where you developed your racial ideology at.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me something that was perpetuated in your household or your community that no one was supposed to know about regarding race but you. So the Asian guy he said, I'll tell you, he said, we're raised to believe we're smarter than everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
He said, if I were to get something less than an A, my father would disown me. He said an A- in the Asian community is a failure. So I was like, oh, your father stopped talking to you for a little while? He's like, no, my father would act as if he didn't have a son. Then the white male told me, he said, I believe there's a double standard. He said, I believe that minorities could say whatever they want about white people, but if we say something back, we're labeled as racist. Then the Spanish gentleman said, I came here undocumented, so I just wanted to fly under the radar. And it was this thing like, you don't want to attach yourself to other black or brown people because then you'll suffer the same fate that they have. And what I said was, when I was a kid, my parents used to tell me all the cliches that your black parents would tell you, that you got to work twice as hard to get half as far. And, you got to outwork your white counterpart just to have a chance to even compete with them and things like that. So I started just trying to really, really find out where people were at. So this white woman asked me, she said, I never heard the term white privilege until I became an adult. She said, so I want you as a black man to tell me, what is it like being a black man in the United States of America? I said, imagine playing in a sports league where every game you play is on the road, that you have no home field advantage. Mm-hmm. And you get the impression that you could win sometimes, but no one is rooting for you to win, that you're always up against, opposition. I said, that's what it's like to me being black in this country.